Hello, I'm going to show you in this video how to repair a damaged motor wiring harness. It's usually seen as a very daunting task, but actually that's something you can do it yourself with simple equipment and in a couple of hours. This is something that usually happens when your electric bike falls on the floor or when your motor spins out of its axle. So I am an electric bike DIY enthusiast and I've been fixing and building electric bike from home for 10 years now. And in this video, I will show you how to repair yourself your motor from your own house with simple tool which will save you time and money instead of getting it fixed in a bike shop or get the motor replaced. And this is usually the preferred choice for bike supplier because they can make money out of it, but also because they have limited knowledge on how to fix electric equipment. But this is not complicated. It can take a little bit of time, and but it's very rewarding because you will know how to fix your own motor and you'll save a lot of money doing that.
So here is what you need to repair the motor. So the initial set of tool you need is a tree clamp, some wrench, and a screwdriver. So that's the initial stage, just to remove the motor and the cover from its initial position. Once you've done that, the next stage is to move out the wiring from the axle and make sure they can move smoothly. So you need a scissor, a bit of oil in order to make sure you can easily move them out, and some clamp that just to make it easier. So the last clamp is may not be mandatory. And the last part of this motor fixing is to have the soldering equipment. So you need a solder, some shrink wrap, and some heat resistant cable tire because it will be within the motor.
So now it's a stage where we remove the motor cover. In that specific stage, the wiring were quite badly soldered. So in order to prevent them pulling out all the wiring from inside the motor, I've decided to cut it out. But you don't have to do that. Only when it's necessary. And once it's cleaned up, you can use the big tree clamp that you can buy on eBay in order to remove easily your motor cover. Now we can remove the motor cover directly with the tree clamp. You can see me adjusting it directly to the axle, and then I use a wrench to gradually pull it out. So it can sometimes get a bit away, but if you adjust it, it shouldn't be too hard to remove it. And you can see here it's getting in. I'm pulling that a bit, and you can see it's out now. So that's how the motor look like. And the next step is to remove the wire inside this axle. Now we're going to show how the initial motor wiring would go through the axle. You need to make sure to lubricate the entrance so that the cable can get in through easily, but also make sure that it go back through the initial entrance of your motor wheel so that you don't get stuck after that. And then you just need to push it in. There's a bit of push in, forward, backward. It takes a bit of time. You can use the clamp to help yourself, but after a few trial, it would pass through. So it takes a bit of time, but it does work. So here you can see me putting back the two cable together with this step where I just clean up the wires, so prepare them so that I can solder them together with some shrink wrap, solder, and I spend some time doing them properly. It takes some time to do that. It's a bit of a long-winded process, but you don't want to open your motor again because it's even though you can do it, it takes time. So just make sure you do them cleanly, and then when it's done, you just have to attach back the wires securely with a heat shrink cable tie to prevent cable from moving inside the motor. And this is the final stage. So the wiring have been attached back to the motor. Now I just have to put back the motor. It's quite easy. You just put your hand on, um, and the motor will really fit back in, and you can just put back the covers. So the two covers of the motor, and it might be a bit harder to put that in, but don't worry, just secure the various screw and actually bolts, and it will help securing back the cover inside. So it's actually the most pleasurable task, because at that stage it's it's basically job done, and all I have to do after that is to check whether the motor is working. So we'll put back the motor after that on the bike, and yes, it spins. So this is the end of the video. If you liked it, just put a comment and put a like, and tell me what you think. If you have comment on how it's done and any question, just write them, and I will answer to you all your questions. I plan to create regularly more video when I'm fixing my bike, and potentially put also other video of other electric bike I've been creating, and I hope you will enjoy that. Thank you.